Hurricane Matthew. The most powerful storm to hit our area in more than a century. More than 1 million Floridians ordered to evacuate.
I'm glad I wasn't in there because I probably would have had a heart attack.
The damage to property in the billions. Family treasures gone. Lives lost.
You gonna be okay?
I will be.
This is a catastrophe.
Jacksonville's chief meteorologist trekking.
Powerful winds now with the eye of Matthew right at our latitude.
Warning.
Guys, let me tell you, this is no dress rehearsal anymore. This is the real deal.
In the aftermath, hope. Neighbor helping neighbor.
Hear that? Yeah, you're a big dude. Hold on.
Our community coming together after the storm.
For 55 hours, communities across our area were battered by Hurricane Matthew.
Hundreds of thousands of people evacuated their homes as first responders put themselves in harm's way.
Through it all, Action News Jax stayed on the air, bringing you life-saving information.
First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish began tracking the storm 14 days before it hit.
So this was a deep tropical wave. Came off the African coast on September 23rd. That's the first time that I talked about it and talking the tropics with Mike. It was speeding toward the Caribbean where it was going to slow dramatically, and then all indications were that it was going to get pulled northward. And then we knew if that happened, we could really be in trouble right here in Jacksonville, northeastern Florida, and southeast Georgia. In the First Alert Storm Tracker, our Russell Colburn took you inside the storm surge as it hit St. Augustine. Our crews were in the ancient city Friday morning when the water was forced over the banks of the Bayfront, flooding into the historic district.
Several feet starting to accumulate on this road that is just poured over from the bay, and we've been telling you all morning about the Castillo de San Marcos that is just flooding, the storm surge coming over these seawalls, and you can just see how flooded this entire area is. It looks like several feet. There's waves in this water, folks, so our vehicle is built for this. The First Alert Storm Tracker can take a lot, but I don't think we should make many more passes at this. This is getting very, very deep out here. Again, you can see waves. Now, I believe we will get to them and be able to show you them live, but I want to get you to some video of people at the Casablanca Inn, the bed and breakfast just ahead. We couldn't get to them through our car, so I just shot a video with my iPhone, talking with them, making sure they're okay. There's 20 people holed up in there. They manage that bed and breakfast. They say they're okay. They're just going to keep moving up floors as needed. They have plenty of food and water, but they are getting concerned because, as you'll see in that video, and as you can see out here, the water is rising and it is almost in there because of the storm surge. That first floor, I would guess, is going to be a real mess in a matter of minutes, even before high tide. Guys, if you can work with me and come back out live, I can show you the Best Western Bayfront here. Stop, Tim, stop, stop, stop. You can see, look at this. That's that yellow building. Water is going in there, right in there, okay? That's what's happening here across the bay in St. Augustine.
This is what it looked like inside historic Flagler College. Powerful storm surge flooded the iconic building. Dozens of historic buildings suffered the same fate. Nearby, our reporter Lorena Inkland was being pelted by heavy rains and driving winds, watching as people ran into danger.
It is very serious. You know what? The floodwaters are rising. We've had to move already twice because the floodwaters keep rising. The entire bayfront right here, my photo can show you here, is underwater. And if you take a look over there, look at these people over there by the fort. And somebody else, this is what, you know, you should not be doing this. You really should not be doing this. So, you know, this is, and I've actually seen several people doing this, and the wind gusts are getting worse, and people are out here not heeding the warning. You know, we didn't know how deep the water was over there, so we did the right thing and we turned around to be safe. But Bo, if you could pan to the left, take a look at those people over there. Not sure, you know, where they're going or how they're going to be able to get out. It's pretty flooded here, and it's only getting worse. Now, Bo, if we could pan over here so you could see, right now it's not really moving that much, that sign there, but earlier it was really rattling. There's another, oh, there you go, we got another gust here. So there was another sign there that is underwater. You can't see it, it already got knocked down. I've been seeing a few people try to drive down here and realize they can't make it and they turn around. You definitely do not want to be driving through the bayfront of St. Augustine right now. Let me see if I could. Look, take a look at our storm tracker. Look how deep that is. Our storm tracker is pretty high and can do that kind of thing, but your average car cannot. So So just to give you an idea, you could get some perspective there how deep that is. And I'll try to get in here as much as my boots can let me here. But yeah, so we're pretty deep, and it's only getting worse.
About 30 miles to the north, Matthew began to hammer our beach communities. Caitlin Channa was on the sand at the Jacks Beach Pier as conditions got worse.
Mother Nature can be a beauty and a beast. Right now, she's quite powerful. You can probably hear the wind in the microphone. I'm almost standing with my feet planted on the ground because she almost feels like she's going to knock me over.
Not far away, reporter Kevin Clark and photojournalist Ryan Kendall were on the 5th floor of a Jacks Beach parking garage, illustrating the high winds, bringing you a bird's eye view of Matthew.
Guys, let me tell you, this is no dress rehearsal anymore. This is the real deal. We are getting pelted by rain and pounded by this wind that's coming in off the ocean. I can barely keep my feet right now. We measured this wind before, and we were getting 50 miles per hour gusts. And that was just at the very least. You can see the trees blowing all over, and that was pretty much the way it was while we were on our way over to Jacks Beach. We were able to cross the bridges before they have said anything about closing them yet, and just take a look at the beach right now. You can't see any trees down right now, but pounding waves.
Soon we were wondering if the Jacks Beach Pier would hold up. Hours after the storm passed, we learned the monstrous waves tore apart 350 feet of the structure. Its wooden breakaway boards found blocks away. Thousands of Action News Jacks viewers acted as our eyes and ears during this storm, sending in pictures and videos of frightening storm effects. Paige Kelton was the first to show you some of the most compelling video illustrating the danger and the damage.
A woman named Jess is in one of the high rises out at Jacksonville Beach. Folks, take a look at this. This is storm surge at work. And Mike Burrish, we may get you involved here. This is from one of the high rises from, again, a woman on Facebook, Jess.
Wow.
But look at this. She says she's in Jacksonville Beach. This is the water rushing past. That's First Avenue?
I think it is First there.
First, right there.
That's our concern, Paige, was this storm surge, water like that. We haven't seen that flowing through our streets of Jacks Beach in many a year with a tropical system. And this isn't the peak yet, Paige. We've got more water on the way because the high tide is still to come. So is the eye of Matthew. And until the eye gets to the latitude of Jacks Beach, the surge will just grow more. Boy, look at that. That is impressive, Paige.
And right where that walkway is right there, you know, there's the big dune. I tweeted out some pictures not long ago from the 2700 block of Ponte Vedra Beach Boulevard, a before and after shot of the dune and then without the dune. So the dune is doing its job, but you see there, it's eroded away enough that water is going past the dune into the pool there, literally down the streets there in Jacksonville Beach.
As we watch the impacts from a high rise, Bridget Matter was on the ground in Atlantic Beach watching a river of ocean water rush into the street.
The conditions here are not good at all. And if you can see behind me here, just look at this storm surge here. This is Atlantic Beach. We're right by one ocean. This is completely flooded. Right now, I'm standing on top of a park bench. That's what I'm standing on. You can see just how deep this water is. Another concern is also debris. We've been showing you video from Daytona Beach when this storm was moving through there then, and you saw the debris moving through the streets. That's happening here as well. I'm going to step down to show you just how deep this water is. I'm about 5'5". You can see just how deep everything is here. That wind is blowing extremely hard here as well. This is not a safe place to be out on those beaches right now. We're going to take cover here soon because, like I said, there's a lot of debris that has been flying here for the last hour or so.
Still to come on Hurricane Matthew after the storm. Local neighbors in harm's way.
And now there's people out here with their kayaks.
In downtown Jacksonville, floodwaters threaten.
A couple hours ago, I showed you what I was fearful of, and now it is happening.
The danger remained even after the storm passed.
Oh, there goes the sign.
You're watching an Action News Jacks presentation of Hurricane Matthew after the storm.
Hurricane Matthew never made landfall in Florida.
But its track hugged Florida's coastline, damaging cities up the length of our state, all the way to the Georgia border and beyond. The storm's impact there just as disastrous. In St. Mary's, Deanna Bettineschi rode out the storm, documenting the water's rise.
The wind is definitely picking up here. The rain is picking up here, and we're still seeing a lot of the water coming in from the St. Mary's River. This actually just floated down my way just a little bit ago. It's actually from this plant area here in front of the restaurant that we're standing at. So there's just a lot of stuff in the water right now floating around, a lot of mulch. Now, since we've been here, we've seen the water here just continue to rise. If you look across the street, there's a red SUV, and the water is now halfway more than above that tire. And when we got here, it was just at the bottom of it. So we're seeing how fast this is rising. And then if you take a look, there's this blue building right here. You could see almost through the gates, you could see that the water is going through this garage-like structure over here as well.
Now, Deanna also captured curious people daring to venture out as the storm raged on. These kayakers ignored warnings and floated through the floodwater. Action News Jax is the only local station with 4 meteorologists certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Mike Burrish, Ariel Nixon, Garrett Biedenbaugh, and Aaron Clanahan worked around the clock delivering the most accurate storm forecast and life-saving warnings. Our team of meteorologists is standing by, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, actually, you said you just got off the phone with the mayor of Fernandina Beach with some new information?
Right. Fernandina Mayor Johnny Miller called and wanted us to plead with the people on Egan's Creek, along Egan's Creek. This is the area where we have the flash flood emergency that we brought that information first. Gosh, I think it was a little bit after 3 o'clock. It's been about an hour and a half now.
You had to come running in because of the notification from the National Weather Service about a flash flood emergency. That area, there's several people that I know for a fact are in that area right now, and they're watching intently to find out exactly what's going on and what they should do. So anything you can put out to them and keep them, you know, in tune to what's going on and what they're required to do. Obviously, they can't evacuate the island. That ship has sailed, but if they need to get in vehicles and take high ground before this flash flood comes in, that's something that if you get out to them, that'd be great.
Throughout the storm, people in downtown Jacksonville watched the St. Johns River nervously. Storm surge here could easily push floodwaters into the street, businesses, and homes. Action News Jax Letitia Barriola saw the effects at the Jacksonville landing.
A couple hours ago, I showed you what I was fearful of, and now it is happening. I'm going to go down a few of these steps here. This is the St. Johns River. It has now come over the ledge here. We're over by that pavilion that's right next to the Jacksonville landing. And as you can see, I mean, my boots are covered. And the river has now, the storm surge has pushed it over this ledge here. It's going all the way around this pavilion. Thankfully, there are some steps here that's blocking it from getting into downtown Jacksonville.
Farther inland, water wasn't the concern, it was wind. Gusts easily knocked over huge trees, their roots saturated with water. A homeowner on Jacksonville's south side captured this amazing video. Watch, the wind pushed over that tree and the grass tore away like carpeting, smashing through the fence into a neighbor's yard, missing nearby homes. That family was lucky. Others were not. Falling trees hit homes, cars. To our south, a woman was killed when a tree fell onto her trailer home. Our Katie McKee showed our viewers the damage in one Orange Park neighborhood.
Take a look at these trees, big trees down in this neighborhood. This is the Fox Ridge neighborhood here in Orange Park. From what I understand, I've been talking to a couple neighbors. They do have power. However, this just happened in the last couple of hours, and I want to make a note that what you're looking at right now is a cul-de-sac. There's only one way in this neighborhood and one way out. So these folks right now are stuck in their homes, which is not a problem considering the fact that that is what city officials, county officials have been telling us now for days, that when this storm started, they wanted people to stay indoors. But looking at these trees, the size of these trees just gives you an idea of what the wind is like out here.
As the storm began to push past our area, the danger remained. Action News Jax Ben Becker was live on air along JTB as a huge road sign went airborne.
So we are in the process of alerting JSO about this sign, because this, unlike a tree that's down and just would stay down, this is something completely different. And as I just said, we are alerting JSO onto the highway, and any of these cars could be in, or FHP. Oh, there goes the sign. And you just saw it here on CBS 47, Fox 30, Action News Jax. That sign flew, fortunately, in the other direction. You okay, Jesse? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Jesse, our photographer, is here with me. And that sign is now down the embankment onto the, it's an exit ramp over there. And I would hope at that point that sign is in a place where it's kind of stuck and it's not going to move any longer. That exit ramp, you can see there's a car that's coming up.
They just ran over it.
And they just ran over part of that sign.
Viewers watched at home on TV, on our mobile app, and Facebook Live Friday night. They saw the difference our First Alert storm tracker makes. Michael Yoshida brought us the first look from the ground at the damage in Jacksonville Beach.
You're going to see what we've been seeing throughout the night. We've seen a lot of debris just like that scattered across the roadways. Most of the time it's been vegetation that appears to have washed into the road. We also, I'm going to bring the camera down here for a second. Help Rob out here. He's trying to see something here. And there, if we zoom in, you can see there's a lot of wood right there in front of us as well. Again, we're taking it slow. It's pretty dark out here. Our cameras and lighting on the First Alert storm tracker is helping us out a lot. But there you go. You see, again, that appears to be from, looks like we have a beach access point to our right. I'm guessing that is coming from one of the walkout areas. It looks like the waves might have crashed right through. And if we go forward just a little bit, Rob, that's what we're talking about, just how close it is to the water. You can see right through the entire house right there. Rob, if you want to slide in again, you can see the waves off in the distance there. We'll zoom in a little bit, and there it is, a straight shot right there.
Still to come on Hurricane Matthew after the storm. The sky's clear, the sun revealing devastated communities.
Lots of good people's lives are destroyed now. Lots of good people I know will never live in their houses again.
The cleanup overwhelming.
As far as the devastation, as far as the flooding and the wind, it's the worst I've seen.
And days spent without electricity.
It is very, very uncomfortable. People that have not had power for days. They're hungry, they're thirsty, and they're hot.
We're there as crews fight the elements and fatigue to get power back on. You're watching an Action News Jax presentation of Hurricane Matthew after the storm.
When the storm passed, we were finally able to step outside, and it's hard to appreciate the scope of the destruction until you see it from the air.
The morning after the storm, we used Sky Action News Jax, our area's only news helicopter, and our Sky Vision drone to bring you Hurricane Matthew's impact from every angle. During the storm, you could barely make out the Jacksonville Beach Pier. The next day, you could see the damage. A stretch of the pier longer than a football field was now gone, and many pieces were found far inland.
The Fernandina Beach fishing pier also took a beating. You can see large sections missing along the structure.
Oceanfront homes in Vilano Beach show the kind of damage found all along Florida's coastline. The storm surge carved away dunes, tearing away porches, walkways, and destabilizing foundations.
In St. Augustine, the water receded, revealing damage and debris across the historic city and into the neighborhoods nearby. At the height of the storm, more than 500,000 people were without power.
Matthew toppled trees, snapping power lines throughout our area. Utility crews worked almost non-stop to restore power. Many families spent days in the dark.
I can't cook, refrigerators out, TV's out, phones out, everything's out.
As work continues in pockets still without power, crews cut and hauled millions of pounds of tree debris away.
Still to come on Hurricane Matthew after the storm. Hope.
We're going to get up every day.
Blessings counted.
We're all safe and we're all alive. That's the main thing.
A promise to rebuild and move forward.
There's a reason why we're the nation's oldest city, so we're gonna come back from this.
You're watching an Action News Jax presentation of Hurricane Matthew after the storm.
Even in the dark, it was easy to see our community coming together, helping one another.
People sheltered strangers during the storm and offered help cleaning up after it passed. In Atlantic Beach, an entire neighborhood became a hero for a disabled Vietnam veteran. Like many, he returned from evacuation to find overwhelming damage. His caregiver reached out on social media for help.
She went on Facebook and basically said, does anybody have a chainsaw? And miraculously, a tree cutting service said, no, I'm a tree cutter and I'm taking care of all the damaged people, especially veterans. And they came on out yesterday and...
An act of kindness by strangers. They had his home cleaned up in about 40 minutes. Part of the recovery relief, the Salvation Army of Northeast Florida provided emergency supplies like bottled water to people. Publix gave $1 million to the Red Cross.
And Mayor Lenny Curry announced the creation of a relief fund for storm victims, partnering with local businesses and nonprofits. The United Way, Community Foundation for Northeast Florida, and the Jewish Federation of Jacksonville gave a combined $500,000.
The Jesse Ball DuPont Fund also pledged $250,000 and to match another $250,000 from donations. If you would like to donate, text the word STORM to 50503. 100% of your gift will go to Hurricane Matthew relief in our 6-county area.
There is still a lot of work to be done to restore our communities.
The most important resource we have, people. Our community weathered the storm together, and that's how we recover from it as well.
It'll never be normal again. We'll fix it. It might be better, you never know. Just keep your chin up.
When they say storm surge now, I'm be packed and gone. Yeah. No way I'll stay. That water's powerful.
We dodged a bullet. We were very fortunate.
I took forecasting this storm very personally. This was huge for my family. They were home alone. It was my wife and kids and a dog, and power went out, and there were people there that were calling them, texting them, emailing them, making sure they were okay, all the while I'm here at work, unable to really check on them. It meant a lot to me.
That's what we do here. We come together as a community, and I guarantee we will rebuild. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for this Action News Jax special report.
And we'll keep working hard for you to ensure Action News Jax is your safest place to be during the storm.